This the Marcus Russell Show. Illegal immigrants taking over Chicago. Billions of dollars being funneled from the government to not your community, but to a foreigner. I don't have nothing against foreigners, but I do have a problem with waiting in line. Yo, are you just gonna cut me? This is the Marcus Russell Show. The citizens of Chicago are standing up against their mayor. This is what they have to say.
Let's bring in Chicago resident and radio host P. Ray Easley. She attended yesterday's city council meeting. She once interned as a high school senior for then state senator Barack Obama and is now a supporter of President-elect Trump and served as a campaign surrogate over the course of the campaign. P. Ray, thank you for joining us today. It's good to have you with us. Welcome.
Thank you so much for the invitation.
Thank you for joining us. So this is Mayor Brandon Johnson on November 12th. So this is shortly after the election. And he was responding to some of the new policies that are the expectation in the incoming Trump administration with regard to deportation. Watch what he said on November 12th.
His threat is not just towards new arrivals and undocumented families. His threats are also against black families. I'm a descendant of slaves. Living through threat is painful. Why would I want anybody else to experience that?
Brandon, you are not speaking for the black peoples. This city council representative lady, she's about to tell you exactly how you're not. You're definitely not speaking for me. You know what I mean?
Whether you are a new arrival or someone who came up through the Great Migration from the South, we're not going to threaten people. We're going to stand up and fight for people.
P. Ray, what's your response to what the mayor had to say back on the 12th?
I think it's the most disrespectful thing he's ever said out of his mouth. We, the American Negro people, are 100% American. This illegal immigration, whatever they're calling it, it is none of our business. We are as American as sweet potato pie, and we stand with the American president to make our borders secure and make our citizens safe. It's an insult to our ancestors for him to try to use our generational trauma that we're trying to get over in our country. We're not guests here. This is our country. I'm an 8th generation free American. That's not counting before the 1870 census. So when we're talking about how we're going to deal with the illegals, we have zero American Negro political capital to spend on this. This is our country, and we want to make it great as well.
You know, it's fascinating to.
I like how she said this is our country and we want to make it great as well. You know what? I honestly never felt like an American until Obama was in office. But I don't really mess with Obama like that. But now, you know what I'm saying? I'm not against immigrants coming to this country. This country was, founded on immigrants. I'm against people getting cut in line, wait in line. You know what I'm saying? This woman right here, she was an intern for Obama when he was in office. She's now she works for the Trump campaign now. You might have heard him say. So just like the whole country, the black peoples is just like all the swing states that were partly Democratic states or now Republican states. The black people, we switching sides, because we getting cut. Are you just gonna stand in line and wait to get your accolades for being here for generations, 10 generations now, and then somebody who's not even an American just get to hop in front of you and get paid? You know what I'm saying? They're funding millions of dollars into these housings, into clothing, into feeding, and this money could be placed. It's still ghettos in Chicago where people are dying. There's still so much illegal violence coming on from illegal immigrants. Right now, they have a drug czar in Chicago. His name is El Mencho. He's public enemy #1. I'm gonna do a show on him soon. But like he's an illegal immigrant here, flooding our country with fentanyl. No.
Watch these various speakers at this event. The governor of Illinois, Governor Pritzker, has also said that he will do whatever it takes to protect the new arrivals that are, using up a lot of the services in Illinois right now. Here he is on November 14th. Watch this.
We have a law on the books in the state of Illinois called the Trust Act, which prohibits our local law enforcement and sheriffs and the like from coordinating with the federal authorities. I'm going to do everything that I can to protect our undocumented immigrants. They're residents of our state.
So it's pretty clear.
What about us though? You know, what type of laws are you setting to protect the police, to protect us from the police, the citizens? You know what I'm saying? They literally, he said they have a law written that says the local police in Illinois does not have to work with the FBI or government agencies. So that basically, he's like, when Trumpito declares the mass deportation, the law enforcement in Illinois by law doesn't have to follow the. What type of chain of command do we have? You know, who are these politicians listening to? I lived in Illinois last year, and there was so many rallies, so many congress, so many town meetings, hall meetings, where the people, the black peoples of Chicago, was telling the mayors and governors and congressmen, hey, y'all done turned this whole Walmart into a immigrant center, and y'all giving them like $1,000 a week on a card, all of them, hundreds of thousands of them, busting them in. You know what I'm saying? And yet we still in this community can't afford to buy milk. You know what I'm saying? We still in this can't afford to pay our bills because they up the price of living in Illinois so high, 2,500, 2,000 in the lowest level of living. So how are these people getting the accolades? I don't think that it's a race thing, or it's a I'm an American and you're not thing. It's a wait in line thing. You know.
That he and the mayor are out of step with the way that you think and the other individuals that we just watched. What's your sense of Illinois and Chicago in general? Do you see a change happening? I mean, Biden obviously still won in the state of Illinois, but what do you see on the ground politically?
Well, yes, President Biden, or Kamala rather, won.
Excuse me, Kamala Harris.
However, we have increased the voter turnout for the Republican Party, specifically President Trump, astronomically. We made national news here. We don't have money to pay for these illegals anymore. We are out of the business of funding illegals, regardless of what the mayor or the governor is saying. We are looking forward to President Trump and Tom Homan coming here to assist us. And every day we share the number with ICE with each other, which is 866-DHS2-ICE. See something, say something. Send them to the city of Chicago. We're praying for ICE, and we cannot wait to get here. We are going to be live.
861-662 ICE. Hey, they promoting the phone number in case you didn't know it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I feel bad. I'm sure it's gonna be ugly for families that's possibly gonna get ripped apart. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's gonna be ugly for probably hardworking foreigners who might have came here and made their life astronomically different, better. I'm sure it's gonna be hard when they get to ripping, businesses apart, or destroying homes looking for illegal immigrants. It's gonna look ugly for the whole country. But what they should have did is took care of home first. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of foreign policies going on. We got a World War III about to jump off in Syria. You know what I'm saying? We got a war we're supporting Ukraine versus Russia. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot going on. We're about to lose tandems with these other foreign countries that send us stuff that we need to make lithium batteries to power up our electronic cars. It's a lot of stuff going on, too much going on for us to be financing, you know, in need countries. You know, I used to say a lot of the Mexicans used to be Californians before the Great March. And America, we pushed a lot of the Indians and the people that was in the northern part of America. We pushed them into Mexico, and then we start calling them Mexicans. You know what I mean? That was way before I was alive. But now, this America, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Stay on your side, get your stuff together. You know what I'm saying? And we need to stay on our side and get our stuff together. How would you feel if you lived in those projects in Chicago and your kids is not getting food at school, but yet this kid is getting $1,000 check a week on a card, and it's 100,000 of them in this building right here. This man, his family sleeping on the street. He's been in America for generations. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it's not our responsibility to take care of all of us, but first we need to take care of all of us.
Step with President Trump in Agenda 47's goal of securing who we are. It doesn't matter that people don't like the president. It doesn't matter that people don't like his tweets or what they call rhetoric. We are fighting for our own survival. Our grandparents came up here as migrants, not these illegal immigrants. When they came up during the Great Migration, they stood on their feet in American factories to give us the land that we're currently trying to hold on to today. Because in group chats should not be about property taxes, but they are, because we are being taxed so that the illegals can feast off of our hard work. What did they do to deserve this? Why are they so special that they get to come up to Chicago and just thrive while our people are struggling, going out in cold weather every day to get money to pay their taxes? We're not doing that anymore. And President Trump, please come to Chicago. Please, please, please. We're going to give you a ticker tape parade. We need you right here in our city to reinvigorate us.
P. Ray Easley, thank you very much. I'm going to ask Jason Miller, who works for the president, if he plans on visiting cities like Chicago. So we'll try to get you an answer on that right away. P. Ray, thank you very much. Good to see you.
Me.
Pleasure. Good to have you here.
Click here
Yo, tell
to
me what you
subscribe
think in
to
the
the
comments.
Fox News YouTube page to catch
Tell me
our
what you think
hottest
in the
interviews
comments.
and most
Crazy. Like and subscribe. Check out the Marcus Russell Show. I'll be back at you tomorrow.